Here we go to our second meeting where we're going to cover the basics of lead generation for virtual assistants. This is Aline, and as you know, this project, VA from Brazil, is a project to you help you grow as a virtual assistant, help you start as a virtual assistant in English, you that are um, in Brazil. So this is specifically for Brazilians. Last meeting, the first one we had, we talked about virtual assistants and I gave you some tasks, right? I asked you to search about VA work and conduct this research so you can actively learn. This is so important. This is the basic because as a virtual assistant, you're gonna have to do some things and you're gonna learn as you go because you are not going to be familiar with all apps available. You're not going to be familiar with that very specific thing of the industry your client works with or the way your client works, his processes. So active learning is really important. I asked you to do that, and you might have come to the conclusion that to work as a virtual assistant in the long term, you're going to have to decide a few things. One of them is this market I'm looking for, I want to work in, is going to provide for me? Can they pay what I need to survive? Is it aligned with my interests? Do I like this topic? Do I like, for example, your client works helping business people start a business? Do I like this topic of business, of entrepreneurship? Or on the other hand, your client might be a physics uh, college professor. Do I like this topic? Do I have interest in learning about it or getting in touch with it? Because even though you're performing some admin work, like sorting through documents, reaching out to people, um, texting, uh, you are going to be involved with that topic. So, do you like it? Do you like, on the other hand, that type of tasks? Do I like uh, to produce graphics for my clients' presentations? Do I like to produce written text templates for this industry, or I don't? So this is something you are going to learn as we go and as we experience this the best way. But we need to keep in mind that this is the way we sort of grow into and get joy from it and are able to grow faster and really delve deep into becoming better human beings and better professionals. So, the second task was, how is your English skills right now? You maybe have a good listening. You probably do if you understand most of the things I'm saying and most of the videos. If you really consume a lot of content, online content in English, you might be able to grasp that from 0 to 10. How is your comprehension? How is your listening? But how is your speaking? Where are the places you're going to sort of sharpen that skill, right? And get better at it. You're gonna need it. It's like, I think top priority is level up your English speaking, because writing in English, you have lots of tools, but what you're going to do when you need to communicate back and forth with your client, or you need to reach out to their clients, to reach out to their collaborators, and you don't have not the language or the willingness to do it because you feel sort of in lack, right? I don't know what to say. I don't know if I'm saying it correctly. I don't have the right words. I feel awkward doing it. So you need to let this river flow of communication where you can be able to do that. This is like the first thing we do observe in terms of pairing up and like delegating tasks to someone or recommending you, especially recommending you to someone else. So to a new client. This is the first thing that we observe, okay? We can have specific tasks like translation, for example, where you can be good at a comprehension level, you can be good with written material, and you're really shy, you don't want to talk, or you don't feel like your language, your pronunciation is really good, but you're good at translation. But apart from that, almost all clients that works with virtual assistant will require a good level of communication. So you need to speak a lot back and forth, like I said. So this is the first thing for recommending. And if you haven't yet signed the contract, is inside the Telegram group. And if you're watching this in YouTube, know that we have a Telegram group for studying, for resources, materials, and you can take that. You can read, and if you find that it's a good fit for you, well, you can join. You can join us and become part of this database of virtual assistants, Brazilian virtual assistants. Okay, so how are you going to manage that? How are you going to improve your English speaking? Here are some suggestions, okay? You can check language exchange meetups. We actually have, not me, but I mean, in the internet, you have the meetups uh, website is actually an app as well. You can join free networking groups. You can join groups of people that are discussing some topics that you like, and you practice your English that way. You also have Cambly, you have conversation cafes and Toastmasters International in some places. They're generally in person meetings, which is great as well. But if you uh, don't have a lot of mobility, or right, don't have those sort of events in your city, which I doubt nowadays. Yeah, you haven't closer, but you can use this amazing space called the web. Uh, okay, you can also, I recommend, not you can, but I really do recommend starting to work in English, that you download Google Chrome extension Grammarly so you can check your spelling, right? We are going to make mistakes. Rest assured that you are going to make mistakes in the language, being not being your mother language. I know that really well. So you're going to make mistakes in the language. You are also going to make mistakes as you go, as you move along, as you're learning. This is completely normal, and this is expected from people that works with people and that are managing people. They are aware of that as well. Those that are not, we make sure that they do become aware of that. It's a human thing. We all have a learning curve. So chill out and just keep moving. And with the right attitude, you get there, okay? You're going to sharpen your skills and you're going to become a top VA. So download Google Chrome extension Grammarly and use the website Lingui so you can, I don't know if I'm pronouncing correctly, but anyways, Lingui. So you can check context, and it's a dictionary, right? You can search for words, it can improve your vocab and also check spelling. So the first task that I gave you, I also placed a few recommendations here. Let me move this up. Of things you can do. I'm just going to go over them really quickly so we can start lead generation. We are covering again basic skills for VA, like generalist VA, all right? Specific skills we are probably not covering, but I'm really thinking about conducting workshops if we do have demand on a specific projects we can create. As for VA for Brazil, from Brazil specifically, like website posts, blog posts, managing Instagram account, video editing, even lead generation itself or scheduling. Okay, so we this is like next step depending um how this all goes, right? But here's some high demand niches for you to keep in mind in case you haven't done your research or you want to have more, yeah, more information. So you can work as a community manager. You can niche down later on to be a community manager and really deal with uh, onboarding people into Facebook groups or other platforms that have groups as well. They're building a community for your client's business. You've been representing their brand, right? Conducting, uh, right? Also, some basic um, research inside of the community as well, sharing materials. And to be a community manager, you need to know the basics of marketing, sales, customer journey, have KPIs, key performance indicators. So this is really like just an en passant, so you can have an idea. You can also be a YouTube manager, right? As you know, or you don't know, you're not aware of it. YouTube pays creators, right? And your creators usually have partners or sponsors, otherwise saying they get paid by a brand to promote it because your clients audience is similar to the audience or is the audience that the brand wants to reach out to. You can edit videos, can do conduct content research, upload stuff, right? Check reports and learn all about the rules and regulations of YouTube channel. You can be a social seller. Social seller is someone that is looking at the ambience of a social, is actually basically a social manager as well. So they're looking for people, potential clients, and trying to understand the behavior, try to lead generate, which we'll talk about this today, sending messages, booking calls, right? Scheduling calls to sell, really looking for people that might be interested in what your client serves. And social selling involves, in this sense, knowing about management. That's why I said being a social media manager. And you can be an executive assistant, helping CEOs, COOs to run the operation, to take care of the schedule, booking calls, travel arrangements, setting appointments, also lead generation, keeping an eye in the day to day, right? The day to day of that person, that executive. You're you're the right hand, let's say, of that person. So you need to be on top of things. To be really like quick on your feet. That's something actually almost every VA needs to be in terms of attention. You need to be attentive and you need to be available for your clients' needs, right? So if you are a VA that doesn't have your, is not, or let's say otherwise, if you're someone that is not used to having your cell phone close to you, you need to become that person, not to be freaking out, but only to be available when you said you would be on your working hours, or you the hours you, right, the working hours, the hours you agreed you will be available. So let's jump to this second meeting subject, which is lead generation. So lead generation is the process of identifying and attracting. Who are we identifying and attracting? Potential buyers, people that want to buy the services and products of your client, people that want to collaborate or are potential partners of your clients. It's also the process of identifying and attracting, but mainly when they say lead generation, they are talking about, in general, attracting potential buyers, right? Uh, and when it's not directly potential clients, it's someone that has access to those potential buyers. You get it? So, a lead, a person that as a virtual assistant, you were targeting as a potential buyer for your client or a potential partner. That person can be cold, can be warm, can be hot. That person can be in a state of, I don't know who your client is, I don't know what is this product or what is the service, and then we say they are cold. But actually, not only that, if you started building a connection with someone, let's say you identify, you lead generate, you brought that person, you place them in a spreadsheet for your client name, email, telephone number, and your client said, okay, let's start nurturing that person, getting in touch, and you start building a relationship. You helped him build a relationship with the person via email, scheduling their calls, and then they just stop interacting. Before a while, that person will become cold again, which means, yeah, I remember him from last year, but what is he up to? I don't know what is happening. And yeah, refresh my mind again what it is that you do, or what I have this problem in this specific, but I don't know if you solve this. Can you enlighten me? So that person sort of becomes cold again. And of course, it's easier to warm up someone that already knows you before a while than someone that is the first time they're getting in touch with you. So a lead can be super cold, they don't know nothing about your client, and can be warm. And when it comes to the space of they're hot, means that they are more inclined to take action. They are more inclined to buy from your client, to partner with your client, because they are like super aware, and they have the qualities, they're qualified, and is someone that your client can help or can really partner up and be mutual, like a mutual benefit. So we say hot. And how do we identify and attract people? How do you go about doing that? The first thing is you need to identify the target audience, right? So your client not always is going to be aware of the things you were aware or getting aware right now. But he has a goal. He wants to achieve something. And the reason why he hired you is so that he can have more space in his mind to actually figure it out and build up his strategy. So he's using you as a means of helping with the operation, but at the same time help him improve his operation. So sometimes he will be more clear on things, and other times he'll be more lost, if you know what I mean, which is normal when it comes to delegating tasks. What can I delegate? Uh, what I should delegate, or yeah, I'm not clear on how to achieve my goal, so I don't know what I'm going to delegate to my VA, to my virtual assistant. So we need to be aware of that and really be tender when it comes to it, because it happens to us as well, right? So identifying the target audience is an important step in this process when it comes to integrating and connecting all the dots of what it is that we're doing if we're working with a business, or what it is that we're trying to help our client achieve when it comes to personal goals, for example, like getting like losing some weight, or going on vacation with his whole family, or having a special Christmas event. And when it comes to business, bringing more revenue, or reaching out to a new market with his product, or developing a product, or testing an idea. So we need to help them help us, and what goes around, right? Goes back and forth. So identifying who are you trying to attract, who are you trying um, to get closer to your client is important, and you can help with that. And as long as you really delve deep into understanding your client's circumstances and also industry, and trying to get it, it will become easier and easier. So who is the business or person that needs to connect, that they need to connect to, and why do they need it? This is important. Why do they need to connect to the person? If you are not aware of it, you're going to do your research to trying to find someone, for example, on LinkedIn, or you're going to think about an idea of building a freebie, like an ebook, for example, but the content of that freebie, of that ebook, is not really something that the target audience is looking for, because you are not clear what your client wants, and also you are in the process of learning, right? So you are not going to have the same in-depth knowledge that your client has about what it is that he does. So the way you can help the most is help them to get clear, and help them to get clear at communicating on why they want this type of person. And yeah, that will help you a lot. The next thing is, okay, I get it. My client needs people in the health industry, like doctors, like nurses, or, well, I get it. He doesn't want like the person, he wants the organization. He looks looking for businesses. So he wants to be in contact with hospitals and healthcare facilities, health insurance companies. So I'm going to do my research on people that work in those facilities. There are, for example, in human resources, on depending on what your client wants access to, directors, or right. The more you get it, the more you understand the people, who are those people then that you need to reach out, because you know the why. So I need to reach out to a director because my client wants to have an event. So I need to he wants to give lectures in hospitals. So the person that can give this access, right, in those spaces, that can free up the auditorium, for example, are the directors. So you got to that knowledge, and then you say, oh, what do you think about reaching out to directors? And then, yeah, let's look for directors. So you're going to lead generate looking for directors in a determined geography, for example, using LinkedIn and uh, using another website to find emails, and you're going to find those people so your client can reach out or you can help them reach out, creating a message template. All right. Hope you get this. It's important to identify the target audience. Sometimes this takes longer, right? It's pretty usual, especially in the beginning of a project. Okay. What else? After you attracted and identify, you're going to need to build relationships, right? You're going to need to better understand that audience so you can serve them better. You need to nurture to care about that person. And what we want with businesses, and when you have already like a sense of where to grow with that, your client is aware he wants to work with a certain type of people, or a strategy of his worked, then you're going to amplify that strategy and you say, okay, this is the target audience, director of hospitals. I want to reach out to the whole country, the whole US, and then I want to become international. And or I'm going to I produced a material out of this that I want to sell as much as I want. So you start to build, you start to increase that list building. You start to put more people inside that bucket, that list, right? And then you need to create a strategy. Like you need a lead generation magnet, like for example, a freebie, workshops, events. So you need to think about that strategy. And your part as a VA is not actually having all the strategy figured out, but sort of coming in as someone that can take charge of a few things to help that, right? To free up time of your client, and actually someone that is willing to learn. If you are really willing to learn, you're going to be able to say, I want to know how to create this better. Can I take a class on this? Will you support this, right? You pay for my hours so I can study this. What do you think about this? And they're going to say yes, or they're going to say no, I'm going to hire someone to do this specific stuff. But as I said in the first class, we do as VAs have this opportunity because it's the first step into all this wonderful and amazing world of the virtual world, where you can become different things and you can take different approaches and work with, right? You get the picture. So when you start with a massive list generation, the ones you see taking place in events where you subscribe to things and then you start getting and receiving email and then proposals and then offers to buy this. This is a special offer. This is the structure behind that. Is I'm finding people that are interested in this and that have similar problems, and I'm going to build a relationship with them via email, via my social media, so they can buy from me, like a funnel, like a sales funnel. So this is the process of building the relationship. It's not purely interest behind it. Okay, there's a lot of testing. Generally uh, you were generally trying to help someone with a product or service and help your client improve the product or service. So you were really essential to the business, especially if you are part of that end communication where you are responding messages from their clients or potential clients. So as you see, it's all interconnected. We are lead generation. We are attracting, identifying people so we can build relationships with them with the tools that we've got. In this case, the tools that we've got online. And you need to be aware of the tools that we've got online. Not especially aware of all the names, for example, for mail marketing. Like we have a bunch, MailerLite, Aweber, MailChimp, and others. But to understand the structure, and then you're gonna start building that repertoire of names, right? Oh, we have this mail marketing companies, and we have those other companies for publishing social media posts and for purchasing a domain and um, uh, hostage. Almost, I forgot the name. Hostage, hosting, not hostage. It's not hostage, but we have these other companies for hosting the website. So you're gonna start to build that repertoire. But the basics, the essential is this, right? You are identifying, attracting, and you're building a relationship with the tools that you've got. Okay, awesome. When it comes to this structure, then uh, to build a relationship, you will see that in the structure of content itself, either it's social media content or a relationship you're building one-on-one through a WhatsApp messaging or a mail messaging, individual mailing, you will see and find people in different stages of awareness when it comes to, do I have a problem with this? I don't have a problem with this. So let's imagine that your client, for example, he wants to help professionals, medical professionals, to earn more money, and he has done that with their life and or help someone else to do it, and then he starts to attract and identify physicians, right? And then those physicians don't think they have a problem. Some of them don't think they have a problem, right? I'm cool, I'm fine with what I'm earning, I don't want to earn more. And then they start to consume content, they start to build a relationship, and they start to wonder, well, I can earn more. So yeah, that is interesting. They start to consider, right? And they move to the stage of consideration. And they think, okay, I might want to earn more, but I don't know. How long will it take? What will it take? How much resources do I need to put into this? And then in the background of content creation, you understanding the stages of awareness help you to come up with content that aids them, that actually nurture that need for knowing, for to make a decision and reaching the stage of, yes, I want this or I don't want this, and they are ready to purchase. Not only not exactly only purchase from your client, but like, I'm ready to solve this, get it? So I'm ready to earn more, I want to earn more. And now that person will start searching in the internet, talking to people, asking them, what have you done, have you know someone? And they start researching. We do this as well. Take a look at your own life and pay attention, right? Oh, I'm looking for something that I can do online to be more flexible, to earn in dollars. And yeah, I found this solution. I found this virtual assistants. Oh, I found another thing, affiliate marketing. Oh, I can walk dogs in my neighborhood, or I can do freelancing and start looking for gigs in Fiverr, in Workana. So we all go through this staging to reach it after we reach a decision that we want to solve something or we want to have something. Now we start to really decide on what we're going to act upon. So yeah, I'm going to act on what we're going to act on. I'm going to act on this that Eleni has presented me. I'm going to act on becoming a virtual assistant in English. So that's why I'm here. I'm compromised, but we take a while before we come to the stage. We study things. And then finally, we purchase the idea, the person, the business, the solution, the product. Also, if they have a product and we understand that it brings value, and yeah, it's going to be a good cost benefit. So the content helps with that. The content gives the foundation for people to decide. They need to decide for themselves, and also nurtures them after they've made a decision and after they purchased from the client, for example. So the physician in this example decides to purchase the mentorship of your client, and then the content also needs to nurture that decision. After the decision is to nurture that commitment, providing value so he can keep going, keep moving in the direction so he can increase uh, the income, right? So he can actually take that transformation, so he can take the leap and he can achieve what he was looking for. So is the post purchase state, when it comes to a point where he was indeed transformed, he took a lot of value from it, maybe in ways he haven't quite actually imagined before, but he did. Now he's in the advocacy stage. He's like, yeah, promoter of the brand. I really believe Alini. I really believe this brand. You need to check this out. This is going to change your life. This is going to help you in many ways. So this is the advocacy stage, where they are really like embodying the brand and taking forward, right? They actively promoting the product, the service, the person, the business. So the content also reflects that, giving spotlight on those people, giving them the opportunity to share their experience, to help others to make the decision. So you see, it's all interconnected. This is the long term game. It's content, right? We build relationship through content. If you grasp the essence of this, you understand that in real life as well. When you start building a relationship with a friend and you start to mutually support each other, give each other references and suggestions, and giving your best, is naturally building a trust that uh, you can actually refer people to your friend and say, this he's a wonderful professional, he's my friend, etc., etc. And you can make suggestions that the person really takes in. So for example, I'm building a relationship with you, and I say, it would be really great if you downloaded the Google Chrome extension, or if you participated in a networking event where you can practice your English, and you go ahead and you take the action. That actually means that what I say means something to you, to the point that you consider a lot and take that into account when you make your decisions, and you go and you are willing to test it, because I build that trust, right? We build that relationship. So we're doing that in essence through the internet. Now you see why it's important to speak. Now you imagine if I was only writing this down for you, and you never seen me before, and you're reading my material and say, oh, okay, this looks nice, but it's quite different when I have my face here, and when I'm presenting with my own voice, my own intonation. You see my enthusiasm is quite different, right? So that's why you need to practice your speaking. I can't stress a lot. I can't stress enough on this. But this is lead generation, interconnecting with everything else we're going to see. Um, so you hear a lot about this list building, which is generating leads, right? You start to build a list of people. You start to have subscribers on your social media. But the list building itself, when you hear people say around the internet about list building, they're talking about like something that you own, otherwise, saying otherwise in this specific spectrum that we're talking about, you working as a virtual assistant, we're talking about something that your client owns, is his list, is something that he's building, his contacts. So he's building a contact, and that no one can take from him except if the person no longer wants to be part of the relationship. That's how it works. You unsubscribe for a list, for example. But when you say list building, they generally separate from the subscribers from the social media. Why is that? Because you don't have control over that, right? I don't have control of how many people are having this content, for example. So not everyone that subscribes to this channel actually have access to every video that I post due to the algorithm, due to their behavior, what they're looking for, interests, etc., etc. But that's why they say list building. The list is yours. Your mailing list is yours, is your client's. That's because you actively requested information, data from people, they gave you, and you were sure that the email is going to be delivered to the person even though that person does not open. And you can have access to that data that the email is not being open depending on the platform you're working with. So that's why they say list building. The list is your clients, but the subscribers, people that are following on social media, on your clients' social medias, they are not really like in the list because you're not sure they're receiving it. They may have received a video, a post here, a Twitter that there, but you're not sure that all of them that follow you are receiving it. But with the list, with the mailing list, you are completely sure. So that's sad. I will recommend you that if you are not in the Telegram group yet, so you don't miss any one of those videos, you can go there. That way, you'll be sure you will receive those. And yeah, if you want to privately share your information, you also can do that on Telegram, or you can access, I think you have access to my WhatsApp as well. You can WhatsApp me and give me your email so I can share with you the videos, all right? But most likely I will get to you faster via Telegram. Okay, so go to the Telegram group, so you'll be sure to receive the information. So WhatsApp, Telegram, and email are the forms, are the way your client can be more sure that the message is being delivered. That's important. So how can we build a list of contacts? How can we build a list of emails and telephone numbers that are voluntarily given? Right? Oh, I have placed anything. A chatbot is one of them. The chatbot is actually a program that you can hire. It's a program that you can purchase to. It's a tailored, right? You can purchase a tailored program to interact with clients via chatbot and Messenger, for example, in WhatsApp. But I'm going to parenthesis here to place a parenthesis here, because when you're building a list and you're building relationship, depending on the type of client you're working with, if it's service-based business, and in many other occasions, you will realize that we really care for human interaction, if you know what I mean. So the chatbot has a limitation. It's great, it's amazing for lots of things, like for sharing information of location, of someone that is willing to buy a physical product, or to subscribe to a gym membership. No, I want to subscribe to that gym. I just need to know if this is the right address. Okay, is this? How much is it? Is this okay? I'm gonna buy, and then they buy it. But depending on the industry or the circumstances, you wanna have like a client interaction. Like for example, customer service, where they are trying to get on point information and really rest assured that the service is being provided on time, that the platform has what they need, and they don't want to talk to a bot, right? We don't want to talk to a bot. We want to talk to a human being. So chatbots are great, and they also build lists because they do that interface as well. But sometimes we need human interaction and not just to get the sense that it's opportunistic and that business is only trying to get our email or our data, right? To collect our data for no reason at all, when we just want to to have like a quick doubt solved, and we don't want to be on the company database. We just want to know something specific for any reason at all, for a familiar, for a friend, for ourselves, like for curiosity, but we don't want to receive message from that company, right? You have the feeling. So this is like a a sensitive topic, but chatbots are great, and they're a way, yes, of building lists and building relationships as well. Another way, really used, is they're all connected, if you understand what I mean. Is the landing page, which is a page where you have all the description of the company, the main product, right? And they have something to offer you, like a free class, like a free workshop, like a free ebook. This is called a lead magnet. It's something that attracts people with interest in that topic and that pain, that problem, and then you go and you deliver to them more understanding, more awareness, and you start building the relationship that way. So you need a domain and a host to do that. In America, you can purchase a domain for cheaper price at Namecheap. And in Brazil, registro.br. Okay. And when it comes to hosting your web page, hosting the website, your client's website, you can go in several places. Here, just a few of them: Hostinger and GoDaddy. Alrighty. And some of them, like Hostinger and GoDaddy, they have a builder, a website builder in them, which is great, and it's really intuitive. The platform you can use and you can test it. Let's see if we have workshops on that so we can practice, would be great. But for you to have an idea, our web page vafrombrazil.com was created with Hostinger web builder. Great. Another way to build your list, besides having a landing page, which is connected again because on your landing page, you can take people to the webinars, right? At events. So you create a program, something really valuable to share with the audience. And nowadays, parenthesis again, we're becoming more aware and really tired of online events that doesn't really serve us, that doesn't really give us what we're looking for, right? They make like this huge promise that you're gonna go get out of that knowing this, knowing that, doing this, doing that, and when you go there, it's all superficial information. So we need to be careful with that as well, because the ambience, the online ambience, is sort of saturated already with all these offers to build a list, but the idea behind it is actually building a list so people can build and companies can build relationships so they can sell whatever it is. And if you're thinking now in your mind, oh, they just want to sell, we are selling all the time. Okay, we sell our ideas as well. uh Not always in exchange for money, exchanging for money, but we are selling all the time. So a NGO, a non-governmental organization, might be selling as well, like a cause, a special cause to save the environment, to save animals, um, to educate people in states of vulnerability. So we are selling all the time, and they use the same apparatus to integrate to identify and attract people that are their target audience, that will collaborate with the cause, that will buy the cause, right? Even if you're not exchanging for money. So this serves for a whole range of things, even ourselves, right? If you have social media and you're not selling anything, but you like to produce content to help your friends, you are identifying and you are attracting people that have the same interest as you have, right? And you can even earn money on that, because many, if not all, social medias are tending towards monetizing content to reward content creators, to give them a slice of the advertisement pie, if you if you know what I mean. When you are advertising online, like on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, you're paying money to have your content spread, and a piece of that money that they putting into goes to content creators. So yeah, this serves a lot of purposes. Other ways, there are lots of other ways. Another way I placed here for your FYI, for your information, is Instagram forms. They have it now. They can, I don't know if you have seen this before, but they can, for example, ask you to subscribe, to attend a meeting, to schedule a call, and they ask your email and your phone number for a job interview, for a job opportunity, or for scheduling an appointment and a dermatologist and a statistician or any other way. So Instagram already have forms. All right. Here, place some resources to build that relationship via email. Some resources for you to find emails, right? As a virtual assistant, you're trying to find something specific that requires your direct attention. For example, I need you to contact those directors right now because next month I'm going to do this and that. And you can use social media, but you can like headhunt, let's say. You can look for specific individuals that might help with that. You can look with specific individuals that your client is looking for, like the director of a hospital, and you can search for that. You can search in LinkedIn. You can use some maps. I don't know if I placed here, but I think the name is Get Email. After this video, you can check Get Email and Hunt.io. I think is this. There are platforms where you can search for emails, and you can go on LinkedIn. You can actually download this Google Chrome extension called Get Email, and it will help you find emails in LinkedIn. When you click on when you open the individual LinkedIn page, you can click on Get Email, and it will search the information to find an email. Sometimes it's right, sometimes it's not right, but it's a way you can find the contact information of the person. Another way, as I don't know if I said it before, but if it's a public person or business, go to Google. Love Google. find a website. Sometimes they have it there. If they have social media, you can look at YouTube. YouTube channels have sometimes the email of the YouTuber, Instagram, Facebook. So you can search the socials if you want to find that information. And of course, LinkedIn, I think LinkedIn Premium, you have access to their inboxes. You have access to all people. So you can actually recommend your client if he is something he wants to do on a day-to-day basis. He needs it for the business, to subscribe to LinkedIn Premium. So I can have access to that network and actually direct message them via LinkedIn. Okay. I placed here some mail marketing that can help you to bulk email to actually to send email to a bunch of people at the same time, segmenting people and creating a sequence of emails that ones that you receive, I'm pretty sure you're familiar with in your own inbox. So we have MailerLite, Aweber, MailChimp, etc. and so many others. You're gonna figure it out. Some resources to find email, I already said it, right? So hunt.io, the Get Email Google extension. Oh, and I don't know if I said that before in the beginning, but those people you already build a relationship, your client build a relationship, or past clients can actually refer. You can get in touch and ask for referrals. Do you know someone? Um, I'm virtual assistant for Fulano, and we are looking for more clients like you. He loved working with you. Do you have some recommendations? And then you can help your client that way as well to lead generate. Righty. And for now, that's it. So we don't extend ourselves too long in this class. But next one, we will cover scheduling. Okay. We'll cover scheduling, which means making appointments for your client. Another generalist task. But before I leave you, the task for this week is to find a person to invite it to the group. And again, if you're not in the Telegram group yet, please click in the link of in the description so you can jump in. And with time, I'm going to start uploading resources as long as I do have people interested in it. So I'm going slowly right now. Let's see where this goes. But the idea is for us to create really a network of people interested in growing and with opportunities also of other clients for you. And this yeah, if you like the way Aline presents things, you would like to work with me, right? We have inside the group the contract. You're not going to work directly with me. This contract is a commission-based contract where you will, if I do recommend your work, you pay commission for a while, and then after that, it's your client. But the idea is to create independence, is to help Brazilians create independence and create a flow of development where we can really help each other. All right. So we'll see you in our next meeting, our next class on scheduling calls. All right. Bye bye.